Hello, everyone, and welcome. Thank you for joining today's session on Agile Overview for the PMP exam. Today, we're going to explore the key Agile concepts that are important for the PMP exam. Agile has become a significant focus in modern project management, and understanding its principles is critical to PMP success. I'll provide a high-level overview of Agile values, frameworks, and how Agile fits into the PMP exam structure. We'll also touch on how Agile practices apply to real-world projects and hybrid environments. Let's get started with what Agile really means and why it's essential for today's project managers. Let's talk about the heart of Agile. The Agile Manifesto. It was created in 2001 by a group of software developers who wanted a better way to build products. The manifesto has 4 core values, and they all focus on people, collaboration, and flexibility over rigid processes. Here they are, in a nutshell. It's more important to have good communication than to rely just on tools. We want to deliver value, not just paperwork. Working results matter most. Instead of arguing over the fine print, Agile teams work closely with customers throughout the project. Change is normal. Agile embraces change rather than fearing it. These values don't say the things on the right aren't important, just that the things on the left matter more when we're delivering real results. There are many different Agile methodologies, but here we will be focusing on a few of the industry standards. Scrum, it is one of the most popular Agile frameworks, focusing on iterative development through fixed-length iterations called sprints, typically 2 to 4 weeks long. Scrum emphasizes roles such as product owner, Scrum master, and development team, as well as ceremonies including sprint planning, daily stand-ups, sprint review, and retrospective. Example. A software team uses Scrum to build a mobile app, breaking down the work into prioritized backlog items and delivering potentially shippable features every sprint. Kanban is a visual workflow management method that focuses on continuous delivery without fixed iterations. It utilizes a Kanban board with columns representing the stages of work and limits work in progress, WIP, to optimize workflow. Kanban is flexible and allows changes to priorities at any time. Example. A support team uses Kanban to manage customer tickets, moving cards across columns like To Do, In Progress, and Done to visualize and improve throughput. XP, Extreme Programming, is an agile software development methodology emphasizing technical excellence, frequent releases, and customer involvement. Key practices include pair programming, test-driven development, TDD, continuous integration, and refactoring. Example. A team practicing XP writes automated tests before coding features, collaborates closely with customers, and integrates code multiple times a day to ensure quality. FDD, feature-driven development, focuses on delivering tangible, working software repeatedly in short iterations. It organizes development around features, small client-valued functions, and follows a 5-step process from developing an overall model to building by feature. Example. A large enterprise project uses FDD to manage complex requirements by defining detailed features like user login or generate report, assigning feature teams to develop them. AUP, Agile Unified Process, is a simplified version of the Rational Unified Process, RUP, tailored for Agile development. It combines Agile principles with the disciplined approach of RUP, using iterations, phases, and roles, but in a lightweight, flexible manner. Example. A corporate IT team utilizes AUP to integrate Agile iterations with formal documentation and architectural practices, thereby meeting regulatory requirements. Scrum is a lightweight framework for developing, delivering, and sustaining complex products, emphasizes teamwork, self-organization, and continuous improvement. Time-boxed iterations are called sprints, relies on effective prioritization and estimation, taking into account customer satisfaction. Scrum is a specific Agile framework. Think of it as a set of rules and guidelines. The diagram is a sample timeline of an Agile project using Scrum within a 2-week time box. A sprint is a short, focused period of work, usually 1 to 4 weeks long, where the team works to complete a specific set of tasks. The idea is to break big projects into smaller, manageable chunks and deliver something useful at the end of each sprint. Each sprint starts with planning, where the team decides what they can get done. Then, they focus on those items. No distractions, no new tasks sneaking in. At the end, there's a review to show the progress and a retrospective to reflect on what went well and what could be improved. Think of a sprint like baking a batch of cookies. You plan what kind to make, gather your ingredients, bake, taste the results, and then talk about how to make the next batch even better. Sprints help Agile teams stay focused, adapt quickly, and keep delivering value without waiting until the end of the project. A user story is a simple, informal description of a software feature or requirement written from the perspective of the end user or customer. It helps teams understand what the user needs and why, focusing on delivering value. Key elements of a user story: who the user is, the persona or role, what they want to do, the functionality or feature, why they want it, the benefit or value. The typical user story format is, as a user role, I want, goal, desire, so that, reason, benefit. Example: as an online shopper, I want to filter products by price so that I can quickly find affordable options. This format keeps the story user-centric and goal-driven. It encourages collaboration and discussion within the team, helping clarify acceptance criteria and guide development. User stories are usually stored in the product backlog and prioritized based on their value to the customer and the business. Using user stories makes the work more manageable, encourages frequent feedback, and ensures the team builds the right product. An epic is essentially a large user story. It represents a substantial body of work that is too extensive to complete in a single sprint. Think of it as a high-level feature or initiative that delivers significant value to the customer or business. Because epics are too large to be tackled all at once, they are broken down into smaller, more manageable user stories that fit into sprints and can be prioritized and delivered incrementally. Example: imagine an online retail website wants to add a feature for customer reviews. The entire customer reviews functionality could be an epic. It may include multiple user stories such as a user, I want to write a review for a product. As a user, I want to rate a product using stars. As a user, I want to see reviews from other customers. Each of these stories can be worked on separately, but together, they fulfill the epic. Using epics helps teams and stakeholders see the big picture and track progress on larger goals while managing day-to-day work in smaller increments. Scrum defines 3 core roles. The product owner is responsible for the what product needs to be built and in what order, with a strong focus on customer satisfaction. A crucial part of their role is prioritizing the product backlog using various techniques, such as the Kano model and Moscow, among others. We will touch upon the estimation techniques on the following slides. The Scrum Master facilitates the Scrum process, including discussions around prioritization and estimation, removes impediments, and coaches the team and the wider organization. The development team is the who, the group of professionals who actually do the work. They are self-organizing and cross-functional and collaborate on estimating, bringing their technical expertise to assess feasibility and effort. I have added this slide to provide additional details about the Scrum roles. Scrum also identifies artifacts that are used to track project tasks and requirements. The product backlog is a prioritized list, potentially with annotations indicating how features might be categorized according to the Kano model, e.g., must-have, performance, delighter. It also includes estimates, often in story points. The sprint backlog contains the estimated effort for the sprint's work. The increment is the working product delivered in the defined time period. This slide introduces the burn-down chart, a simple yet powerful visual tool used in Agile project management, particularly in Scrum, to track progress within a sprint or across the entire project. It provides a clear and easy-to-understand representation of the work remaining, helping the team and stakeholders monitor whether the project or sprint is on track to meet its goals. At its core, a burn-down chart typically displays time along the horizontal, x-axis, and the amount of work remaining along the vertical, y-axis. The work remaining can be measured in various units, such as story points, a relative measure of the effort required to implement a product backlog item, PBI. This is common in Scrum. Ideal days, hours. The team believes it would take an estimated amount of time to complete the remaining work if there were no impediments or distractions. Number of tasks. A simple count of the remaining tasks. The chart starts with the total work planned at the beginning of the sprint or project. As the team completes work, the line on the chart burns down towards 0. A key element of a burn-down chart is often an ideal burn-down line. This straight diagonal line represents the perfect rate at which the work must be completed to finish on time. It acts as a benchmark against which the actual progress can be compared. By observing the actual burn-down line compared to the ideal line, the team and stakeholders can quickly identify. If the team is on schedule, the line will be below the ideal line. If the team is on track, the actual line will follow the ideal line. If the team is behind schedule, the actual line will exceed the ideal line. Deviations from the ideal line can prompt discussions within the daily Scrum or other project meetings to understand the reasons for the variance and identify any potential impediments or risks that must be addressed. It's essential to recognize that a burn-down chart serves as both a communication tool and a leading indicator rather than a precise predictor of the future. Factors such as changes in scope, unexpected complexities, or team availability can impact the burn-down rate. In summary, the burn-down chart provides a transparent and readily understandable view of the work remaining and the team's progress, facilitating early identification of potential issues and supporting informed decision-making to keep the project or sprint on track. This slide introduces the concept of project dashboards, which are visual interfaces designed to provide a real-time, at-a-glance overview of key project metrics, status, and performance indicators. Think of them as the cockpit of your project, providing you with the most critical information you need to steer effectively. The primary purpose of a project dashboard is to consolidate and present complex project data in a clear, concise, and easily digestible format. Instead of sifting through multiple reports or spreadsheets, stakeholders can quickly grasp the project's health and identify areas that require attention. In Scrum, the teams use dashboards to track the user stories and tasks for each sprint and each team member. In the picture below, you can see the Scrum dashboard from the Jira tool, used to filter all open issues for a user, team member. The daily Scrum is for daily synchronization. The daily Scrum is a quick, 15-minute meeting that happens every day, usually in the morning, facilitated by the Scrum Master. The goal is simple: help the team stay aligned and spot any roadblocks early. Each team member answers 3 short questions. What did I do yesterday? What will I do today? Is there anything blocking me? The Scrum Master keeps track of blockers and impediments and removes them for the team so they can continue working on their tasks. It's not a status meeting for the boss. It's a team huddle. Think of it like a sports team checking in before the game. Just enough time to sync up and keep moving. Keeping it short and focused helps the team stay on track and connected every day. Backlog grooming, or backlog refinement, is a working session where the team gets the product backlog in good shape. The goal is to make sure the upcoming work is clear, estimated, and ready for future sprints. The team reviews items in the backlog and does things like clarify details, break big tasks into smaller ones, add estimates, remove or update outdated items. It's kind of like tidying up a to-do list, so the team isn't guessing when sprint planning time comes. It helps the product owner and team stay on the same page about what's coming up next. A well-groomed backlog means smoother planning and less stress for everyone. Scrum utilizes specific time-boxed events. Sprint planning is where prioritization and estimation are key. The product owner presents the prioritized product backlog, potentially even categorizing features using the Kano model to guide discussion. The development team then estimates the effort required for the selected items, often using a collaborative technique such as planning poker. The sprint review provides valuable stakeholder feedback on the delivered increment. This feedback, especially regarding satisfaction with different features, can provide crucial data points for refining the product backlog prioritization. The sprint retrospective allows the team to reflect on their processes, including how they prioritize and estimate, and identify areas for improvement for the next sprints. In Agile project management, especially in Scrum, it's essential to prioritize features effectively. Several techniques can help with this. Moscow analysis is a simple but powerful way to rank features by necessity. The Kano model introduces a customer-centric perspective, ensuring we're not just delivering features, but delighting users. Paired comparison analysis is ideal for evaluating multiple options and determining relative priorities. Lastly, the 100 points method incorporates stakeholder input directly, enabling you to quantify preferences and urgency. Each of these techniques plays a role in refining the product backlog and focusing on value delivery. Yan, Moscow analysis. Moscow stands for must have, should have, could have, and won't have. This technique helps in categorizing backlog items by urgency and necessity. Example: for a mobile banking app, must have login functionality with two-factor authentication. Should have ability to deposit checks via mobile. Could have dark mode user interface. Won't have cryptocurrency wallet integration, not in scope for this release. Tip for PMP Exam. This technique aligns with scope management and stakeholder prioritization during sprint planning. Kano model. The Kano model categorizes features based on how they affect customer satisfaction. It highlights three main categories: must-have, performance, and delighters. Example: for a ride-sharing app, must-have, ability to book a ride and pay online. Performance: accurate estimated time of arrival, ETA. Delighter: driver arrival tracking in real time on a map, PMP. Insight: this model helps product owners decide which features will most improve user satisfaction. Great for aligning product value and quality expectations. Paired comparison analysis. In this technique, you compare each item against all others, one at a time, to determine relative priority. This is useful when the list is too complex for linear ranking. Example: imagine you have 4 features, A, B, C, and D. You compare A versus B, A versus C, and so on. Each time you choose the more important one and tally the results. If feature B wins the most comparisons, it becomes top priority. PMP. Note, this method is particularly helpful in facilitating consensus among stakeholders or when applying decision-making techniques from the PMBOK 4 100 points method. In the 100 points method, stakeholders or team members are each given 100 points to distribute across backlog items. The more points an item receives, the higher its priority. Example, for a new e-commerce site, product filtering, 35 points. Guest checkout, 40 points. Product reviews, 15 points. Loyalty program, 10 points. The final tally shows where stakeholders place the highest value. For the PMP exam, this method supports stakeholder engagement, transparency, and data-informed backlog refinement. Each technique serves a different purpose. Moscow is fast and easy. Kano helps maximize customer satisfaction. Paired comparison is great when you can't decide between many options, and the 100 points method directly reflects stakeholder preferences. Product owners often mix and match these depending on project needs. In this slide, we will discuss Agile estimation techniques for user stories. 1. Relative sizing. This technique compares the size or effort of user stories by categorizing them into t-shirt sizes like XS, extra small, S, small, M, medium, L, large, and XL, extra large. These t-shirt sizes give a quick, intuitive feel for the relative effort needed without precise calculations. Example, if a bug fix is S, adding a new report feature might be L because it requires more time and effort. Story points. Story points are numerical values, often from the Fibonacci sequence, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, used to quantify the relative complexity or effort of user stories. They are abstract units rather than exact hours. Example, a simple UI tweak might be 2 points, while developing a new payment gateway integration could be 13 points. Planning poker. This is a collaborative, consensus-based estimation method. Team members each have a set of cards with Fibonacci numbers. For each user story, team members simultaneously reveal a card indicating their estimate. Differences are discussed until consensus is reached. Example, for a user story about adding a search bar, some might vote 3 points, while others might vote 5. Discussion reveals hidden complexities, and the team agrees on 5 points. Minimum Viable Product, MVP. The MVP is the most basic version of a product that allows you to test assumptions with actual users. The goal is to validate or invalidate a hypothesis quickly with minimal investment. Example, for a new food delivery app, the MVP might be a simple app that allows users to browse restaurants and place orders, but without advanced features like ratings or multiple payment methods. This helps the team receive early feedback on whether users are interested in the service at all. Minimum Business Increment, MBI. An MBI goes a step further by focusing not just on validating an idea, but on delivering the smallest chunk of functionality that provides real business value and can generate revenue or improve operations. Example, using the same food delivery app, an MBI could be a feature that enables users to track their order in real time, improving customer satisfaction and reducing support calls. A clear business benefit. Why are these important? MVPs help reduce risk by testing assumptions early. MBIs ensure the team delivers valuable, usable increments that advance business objectives incrementally. Both support Agile's focus on iterative delivery and continuous improvement. These are some tips to remember when studying for the PMP. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more PMP tips.